Bruce Cassidy, your bench boss for the Golden Knights, is kind enough to join us here tonight on NHL Tonight. I got to start with your captain, Mark Stone, because this is a guy that we've watched ever since he set foot in Vegas, just take over that team with his leadership. But now for you to get to coach him and have him back at the biggest time of the year after a pretty gruesome injury and back surgery, what is it like for you to coach him, and what is it like for you to see the impact that he has in that room?
Yeah, well, there's a lot of uncertainty, Jamie, when he had the surgery. It was the second time. So we were just hoping he'd come through of it a healthy individual, never mind a hockey player. So that was a positive. He reacted well to it. And we're fortunate to have him. Obviously, what he means to the team is, I mean, he touches every area of our game, right? He's checking forward. He can score, make plays, power play, penalty kill, first minute, last minute, all those things. He's got a lot of emotion. It just... guys feed off that. So great guy to have in your lineup. We survived without him. We found ways, but we're such a better all-around team when he's in there.
And Coach, Mark Stone, one of those players that's always made everybody he plays with better on the ice, his impact off the ice as well. Think about guys like Howden and Amadio playing up in the lineup, playing really well for your team. What can you say about some of those type of guys that have made a positive impact for you guys so far in the playoffs?
It's made us harder to play against, or at least game plan, right? Because we're not loading up one line. We did a little bit of that early in the year. Eichel played with Stone and Stevenson. Stevie moved to the left. He's a better center. He's more natural there, but it's what we needed for the team at the time. And now we've balanced things out. Guys like Howden can go up there. He's done well with them. He's made plays on the walls. He's a great forecheck presence. Amadio moved all around this year, right wing, left wing, and he's found a bit of a home now in our lineup as a guy that will go to the net front, responsible player. He's really grown his game and changed a little bit from probably where he was a few years ago and become more of a greasy guy. And he's helped Carlson and Smith when he's gone in there, or Eichel, whatever line he's been on. He's been really good for us. So I think you need those stories in the playoffs. Can't all be the top guys, and we've had it so far.
I love that, Coach. I'm going to stay right along those lines. You can look at the score sheet and you see that Eichel, Pietrangelo, Stevenson's, Stone, what they've influenced in the game. But let's stay along with the unsung heroes. I love this time of year for the unsung heroes. Who maybe hasn't factored in on the score sheet, or who deserves a little bit credit right now that hasn't gotten it?
Well, we go into Winnipeg, we're 1-1. We didn't play very well at home, and they're probably feeling good about their game. And Game 3, and if you've ever been to Winnipeg, it's loud in there, and they get a big physical hit early. And Keegan Colasar just drills Lowry, and it's a good, hard, clean check. And we respond, and then there's Dylan goes after him, and I think that sort of calmed everyone down for us. And we got to our game, and we were really good that game till the third period. And I think it just put everyone at ease. So he's certainly a guy. Colasar, Carrier comes back in the lineup last night. Those guys that give you energy and physicality, play against the top lines, are really good guys that don't get a lot of credit. I'd say Braden McNabb is another guy. Hagen Whitecloud, our bottom pair. They played big minutes last night because we had a couple guys out. You need those guys, and we have them. It was really tough, I thought, for Winnipeg to get inside against us, and that's a credit to those guys on the back end for doing the dirty work.
You know what it's like to be a coach in these Stanley Cup playoffs, right? I mean, the pressure is so high, the emotion is so high. So I got to ask you, the hockey world is abuzz after last night's comments from your counterpart, Rick Bowness, and just the brevity, but also just the disappointment and the raw emotion that he showed. What was your reaction to that?
Well, I mean, obviously, I talked to Rick on the ice really quickly, right? And it's tough in those situations. I've been on the other side of it. But after I read it, I was surprised. I consider myself an honest guy when I'm asked a question, so I know what it's like to speak from the heart. Sometimes you got to be careful, but I know Rick wants the best for his team over there. He puts his heart and soul into coaching, so at the end of the day, he knows his team much better than I do, but that's what the Stanley Cup playoffs do for you, right? They bring out the emotion in it, and we saw it.
Well, Coach, you're either getting Edmonton or LA next. I'm sure you're going to be dialed into that next game between those two teams. What are you and the coaching staff doing right now? I'm sure you're looking at a little bit of video and analytics, whatever it is, on both sides. But what's today looking like for you guys? What's tomorrow looking like for you as you get set for whoever you play in the next round?
Well, today we stayed away from the rink. I have middle schoolers, so it's spring carnival time here in a couple hours. So it's family time. and hopefully the other guys are doing something they enjoy. It's beautiful out here in Vegas today. It's probably 80 degrees. So, but tomorrow we'll go to the rink. We'll practice tomorrow because we don't know our schedule. It could be Monday, could be Wednesday. We're not sure. Sometime next week. So, regroup, and we will meet with the analytics group. We did for Winnipeg. They probably have data on both teams already. We'll get some clarity on that Saturday, maybe not, but we'll prepare a little bit for each side until we know who our opponent is. I don't think we can do much on the ice to prepare for an opponent until we have one, so it'll be more about getting our touches in and getting the guys moving again. And as I said, the staff will start digging into each guy's area, special teams, etc. Sean Burke will, break down the goalies, and once we get clarity, we'll go through that with the guys. But we don't have big long meetings with them. I mean, we've seen LA and Edmonton. Obviously, you have to go through some tendencies, but we don't want to overload them with information. I think you'll pick some of it up as you go along, give them what they need, and get back to work. We've earned the right to be in the final 8, and I think our guys are excited to get going when our schedule's set.
Coach, I am a self-professed rock and roll snob. Therefore, I love the King, and I get of course, Vegas and Elvis combination. Who came up with the genius idea of the Elvis wig and the glasses for the player of the game? I got to know.
I think it was Jack Eichel, from what I was told. Jack's got a lot of personality. He's got his fingers all over the music after the game, so I think it was him. It's worked out really well. It's become a good thing. Like a lot of teams, right? They always have something. When you played, I'm sure they handed out the leather jacket or what was it, the hard hat?
The hard hat, yep.
Yeah, whatever it was. So this is a good one.
Vegas, baby. We love to see it. It's one of the best barns to go to as a fan. I'm sure you've loved your time there coaching. And there's a lot of people, I'll just say this, there's a lot of people around here that cheer for cities to go to for the Stanley Cup final. And Vegas is definitely a destination. So you've got a lot of people in your corner. Thanks so much for the time here and good luck in the second round.
All right. Thanks for having me on. I appreciate it.